Léon Walras lived in a world where markets were increasingly interconnected. Railroads tied regions together, banks unified national credit, and telegraphs transmitted prices faster than ever before. But economists were still studying markets in fragments, one industry here, one price there. Walras, born in Évreux, France in 1834, believed this piecemeal view was wrong. He saw the economy as a grand machine, every part influencing every other part, every price balancing another, every market linked in a vast web of interdependence. His masterpiece, Éléments d'économie politique pure, 1874, aimed at nothing less than a complete system describing how all markets reach equilibrium together. Not supply and demand for one good, but for every good. Not a partial curve, but a universal architecture of equilibrium. Walras was the first to conceive the economy as a solvable system of equations, the birth of mathematical economics. Walras introduced one of the deepest insights in the history of economics. Prices are not just numbers. They are signals coordinating the entire economy. He modeled each market, wheat, labor, coal, transportation, as an equation. Supply on one side, demand on the other. Equilibrium when both match. But the brilliance came in the structure. 1. Every price influences every other price. 2. Every market influences every other market. 3. Solving the system means solving the whole economy. This was general equilibrium theory. For the first time, economists could conceive an entire economy as a coherent mathematical object, governed not by intuition, but by solvable relationships. Walras saw prices as the economy's language, the conversation between scarcity and desire. One of Walras's most iconic contributions is tâtonnement, the groping process. He imagined a mythical auctioneer who calls out prices. Before any trade happens, buyers and sellers announce how much they want to buy or sell. If supply exceeds demand, the auctioneer lowers the price. If demand exceeds supply, he raises it. Only when every market clears, when all excess supply and excess demand vanish, does trade occur. This idealized mechanism wasn't meant as literal truth. It was a conceptual tool to understand how decentralized markets converge toward equilibrium through feedback. Tâtonnement became the mathematical backbone of dynamic price adjustment, inspiring everything from macroeconomic modeling to modern computational economics. Walras had found a way to visualize the invisible dance of markets, an iterative choreography of balance. Walras believed that economics had to be pure, stripped of moral, political, or social bias, not because he dismissed real-world concerns, but because clear theory required a clean foundation. Just as physics isolates forces, Walras isolated value, price, utility, and exchange. His goal was to build a framework that could explain all market interactions with the elegance of geometry. He introduced 1. Marginal utility formalized. 2nd, exchange equilibrium. 3rd, production equilibrium. 4th, capital formation. 5 numéraire, a unit of account for solving systems. His equations were so advanced that they couldn't be fully solved until the invention of modern computers and matrix algebra. Walras built the cathedral. Later economists provided the tools to illuminate it. He turned economics into a science of structure. Walras's influence radiates through every branch of contemporary economics. His system forms the backbone of microeconomic theory, macroeconomic modeling, input-output analysis, welfare economics, Computational equilibrium models. Financial market theory. Arrow-Debreu general equilibrium. Modern AI-driven economic simulations. Every time a central bank forecasts the economy. Every time a government models taxes or tariffs. Every time an economist solves a system of supply and demand. They are walking the roads Walras paved. He passed away in 1910, largely uncelebrated in his day. But today, his mathematical cathedral stands at the center of economic science, a monument to interdependence and balance. Walras didn't just describe markets. He revealed their architecture, a vast, interconnected machine humming toward equilibrium.